So with all this on the news about the coronavirus and the flu and all these sicknesses going around, it got us thinking.
Can diet and exercise prevent us from getting sick?
You guys keep watching. Hey guys, it's Josh.
And Zach.
And this is the Goandkeepgoing YouTube channel. We're an accountability channel for fitness and for weight loss. Zach and I are both on a journey for weight loss and trying to live healthier lives, and we want you guys to come along with us. So as we said in the intro, you know, unless you're living under a rock, you see it on your phone, you see it on the TV, you see it on your computers. Even the Weather Channel is like giving breaking news and all this kind of stuff. So you're hearing a lot about the coronavirus and outbreaks and all this other kind of stuff. For one, this is not the first time this has happened. This happens a lot. Now, granted, this seems to be a bit more of an aggressive outbreak than in the past, which is why people are taking so many precautions for it.
Oh yeah.
But what we want to talk about today, not just the coronavirus, but just general sicknesses, cold, flu, all that kind of stuff, especially this time of year when it's colder in many parts of the country and stuff. What can eating healthy and exercise do to kind of help prevent those sicknesses?
And that's a good question, because I think a lot of people kind of wonder that, because when you're out there, you're really nervous about getting sick, right? So your instinctive thought is, wash my hands, don't touch my face.
It's always on your head.
Right, and it's like, okay, as long as I maintain that, and if somebody's coughing, I'm gonna shy away from them.
Right.
That's fine, but there are other things that you can do.
Yeah, there's little things. There's little things that you really wouldn't talk about. Like, there have been studies to suggest that moderate exercise will help strengthen your immune system, and of course your immune system is what you want to be stronger.
Yeah.
You want your immune system to be able to fight off
not
these
just
things
those muscles.
No, not the muscles. You want to get to strengthen your immune system as well. But there are studies to suggest that moderate exercise, daily exercise, that's not to say that you exercise moderately for a day and then not again for another month. That's not going to do anything. But moderate exercise, kind of getting your heart rate up, kind of getting your blood flow and getting your breath, kind of a little labored and stuff, is going to help with your immune system. They also suggest that kind of getting your, breathing a little heavier and stuff is a good way to kind of clean out your airways, to kind of flush out any bacteria in your lungs and all that kind of stuff, which, I would have never considered that, because it's just breathing, isn't it? I never would have considered
something
that.
We all do, right?
Always breathe, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
So I know a point that you were making there was the when you're working out, they were suggested 30 minutes average of a moderate workout.
Right.
That does not mean you go until you're going to lay on the floor in heaving, breaths for the next 10 minutes.
That's higher than moderate.
Right, that's much higher than moderate.
That's intense.
That's intense, which they're saying could actually do the opposite.
Right.
You don't want to wear yourself out so much that you weaken your own body.
Right.
You want to stay strong and feel like you've had a healthy workout where you've done a good job, you feel successful, but you don't feel defeated.
For sure.
You want your body to be in a state where it's the blood vessels are moving, your white blood cells, which are there to fight the sicknesses, are flowing through your body quicker to attack things. So just be very cautious when you're working out. And
that gets us into something else that we were talking about a little bit earlier. I've had this question asked before. I used to ask this question when I used to get colds and all that kind of stuff. What are the rules really for exercising when you are sick, if you have the cold or if you have the flu? So that's a bit of a gray area. You can work out, like if it's your lifestyle, like if you just work out every day, but don't do it too heavy, because like we all know, if you have the flu or if you have the cold or something,
your body needs rest.
You gotta rest.
Yeah.
You gotta rest, and you have to stay dehydrated. You don't want to stay dehydrated. Excuse me. You want to stay hydrated. That's why they always talk about doing, keeping with the fluids and make sure you drink stuff constantly. So you want to stay hydrated. So if you have a cold or something, you can do a little bit of exercise, but you don't want to do too much. You do have to let your body rest and kind of recover on its own.
And I've actually been that one in the past where I was working out real hard for a while, and then I got sick. And I was like, I'm not going to let this stop me. And I would get like a quarter way through an exercise and be like, that's good enough.
Drained.
As far as enough.
Completely.
And just totally drained and wiped my body out. And I don't think that was necessarily what I should have done. Maybe just walk around.
Right.
Keep my body moving so that I'm not tiring myself out, but that I'm still moving around, getting blood flowing, that kind of thing.
Well, it was so funny because I've always noticed this. This is something that's always been conscious in my mind whenever I've gotten sick. I hate being congested. I don't like not being able to breathe in my nose, and I hate it. I can't stand it. It's just I hate it. It drives me crazy. But I have always noticed that if I'm lying down in bed, for example, I'm more congested. And then I started to get conscious to the fact where if I sit up or if I stand up, it starts to kind of clear. And I would always be like, I'm gonna stand up to clear this. And it was funny because when he and I were doing research on this topic, that's actually one of the things that it said. It said you can actually do light exercise when you're in a cold because it helps what? You know, clear up the congestion, which I think is funny. So yeah, it'll help clear out the congestion, but you don't want to go too heavy because you do have to let your body reset. Right. You have to let your body heal on its own. Yeah. Another thing that we read was, and again, it's simple. You wouldn't think about this like normally, but when you read it, it does make a little sense. It talks about, especially in an area like if there's a bunch of people around you that have the flu, or like for example, right now, everybody's getting sick of all these different things. You work out often, if you do it daily and it's moderate to intense and stuff, you're increasing your body temperature, and that increase in body temperature is going to keep bacteria, certain bacteria that causes some of these viruses and these sicknesses from growing.
That's a good point. That's something I didn't really realize.
Me neither. I never really considered that. It's a pretty simple, simple thing.
That's pretty good. I know what I was reading on was the, along with the exercises, diet. Which I know, obviously, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together and go, if I'm eating healthier, what's happening? Your body's healthier, right? So what you really need to do, I know the first thing that we always do is we run towards just the easy stuff when we're sick. Because we're like, I don't feel like cooking, I don't feel like doing anything like that.
Right.
Now, scientists have proven chicken noodle soup does help. Because it's such a comfort food that it actually makes your body feel relaxed, and it does help. So whether it has any good nutritional value or not, doesn't really matter. It's chicken noodle soup, that's good.
It's one of those placebo things.
That's right.
Get you some chicken noodle soup.
But other than that, really just take the time, even if you have to get up in short intervals and make the right food, make the healthy foods, so your body's getting the proper nutrients to be able to fight whatever you have off or prevent you from what you could possibly get.
Right.
So I know that's a big one that a lot of people really miss, because myself, I'm horrible at that. If I get sick, I don't care. You can put a piece of bread and slap some sugar on it and I'm gonna eat it. I mean, seriously. If it's there, it's easy for me to eat, and I don't have to do anything because I'm sick. I'm eating it.
I mean, I suppose I'm a tiny bit pickier than that when I'm sick. I'm not gonna eat a bread slab. What was it, sugar?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do anything. I mean,
I'm just saying.
But to kind of piggyback off that, when I'm sick, I'm not cooking. I'm not roasting any vegetables. I'm not cooking any chicken breasts. No, the diet is out the door because I'm just that, my body needs to rest. I don't want to get up and cook. I don't want to do dishes. I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. But I'm more likely to do the easy. Everybody knows I'm a pizza fan, and guess what? Pizza places will actually bring it to your house for you. You don't have to leave.
Really?
They do. They totally do that. So here's the thing: if I'm sick and I don't want to cook, I'm most likely going to order pizza, which is not the best thing because you're not getting your nutrients. You're not getting. You need that stuff to help your body heal, like what he's talking about.
And that totally negates the fact that we were just saying that exercise, a little bit of exercise, gets your blood flow going. So really, getting up to cook is the better option.
It is the better option.
Because you're moving around a little bit and it's not for very long. You're not doing anything heavy.
Right.
You're just cooking and then you're going to eat the healthy food. So you're doing yourself 2 favors in one instead of going, pizza.
But the frying pans are so heavy, I shouldn't be lifting that much weight. No, he's right. He's right. I mean, it's never an excuse to go off the diet, but really I am that kind of guy. I'd be like, I just want some cheeseburgers, and then I can go to bed and get better. So that's just what we wanted to go over with you guys this week. We know it's been all over the news. It's something that we've been thinking about because we even talked about it at work. Like, it's like, gosh, I mean, what?
It's a daily conversation.
It is a totally daily conversation because it's part of being healthy. I mean, if we're trying to make healthier life choices, then we've also got to consider that we got to keep ourselves feeling good and got to keep ourselves healthy. And doing the research, this is what we found. I think that's all we got for this week.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say be careful out there, guys, with this coronavirus. I know the warning is out there that the flu is something you should be looking at right now in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's the main threat. And I get it. There are a lot of people dying from the flu.
Yeah.
But this is something else that's coming in that over the next several months could be something just as equally as serious. So just be mindful where you're at. Make sure you're keeping your hands washed.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Cover your mouth when you cough.
Yeah, cover your mouth when you cough. I mean, just do everything you can. Just be a little extra mindful, not just for yourself, but for others.
Yes.
Because if you're like, well, I'm going to cough over here, you might have just coughed on some old person and they might get sick and die. Think about that. I mean, that's terrible.
That's terrifying.
That's terrible.
We don't want
but
that to
it's
happen.
true. Just, everybody just be mindful. Make sure you try to stay as clean as you can.
Yeah.
I know it's hard because really, if you think about it, what do you touch all day long? Phone. doorknobs, door handles,
your
desk. I mean, you touch everything, and a lot of times you don't think about it, especially with your phone.
Oh yeah.
Wipe down your phone every once in a while. It deserves it. I think it deserves it.
Just be careful and a little extra cautious, especially with all this going on.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we got this week. I just want to, like normal, I want to thank everyone for watching our videos. If you're watching and you enjoy what you see, please let us know. If you don't enjoy what you see, please let us know. We want to know. We want to know what you guys are doing on your weight loss journeys. We want to know how you're doing. If you want some extra, motivation or a little like, yeah, you can do this, we can totally do that for you.
Reach out to us.
And we want the same thing from you guys. So please subscribe to the channel, like our videos. If you have any comments, something that you'd like to see us talk about, like to see us try out, we got some diets, we got some stuff coming down the pipeline. You guys keep an eye out for that, because that's coming up. But again, if we ain't got nothing else, that's it. I'm Josh.
I'm Zach.
And we're going to keep going.
Thanks guys.